But then there's a different reality, subtle, which you can't see. Okay, I would say it's the reality of mind, intellect, and ego. And this is, I'm not saying I would say, this is part of great wisdom tradition. So, mind and intellect and ego are realities. We experience that, right? I experience my mind. But you say, where is it? You can't see it. It's subtle, okay? But it's real. Is a thought real? Of course it is. I experience it. Is an emotion real? Of course. If I feel sad, then makes my body feel down, lack of energy. So I'd say the subtle domain is the domain of information, mind, intellect, and ego. By ego means a sense of personal identity. I exist. Okay, there's a me, even though I can't find me inside the body. But I experience me, so there must be a me. Okay, that's the subtle domain. Okay, but then there's something beyond that. Where does this come from? It's totally invisible. It's formless. So it's the formless nothing that is giving rise to both the subtle, which means mind, intellect, and ego, and then the physical. And we know there's a connection between the subtle and the physical. If I'm feeling sad, then my body shows depressed molecules. If I'm stressed, my body shows stress hormones. Even though we don't know how those subtle domains influence the physical domains, we don't know. We do not know how the mind and the body interact, or if they're the same thing. They probably are. Okay, they're the same thing, experienced differently. The physical and the subtle are the same thing.
So how do we know what's true?
Unless you go to the formless void, you don't. And then you realize that's real. The formless nothing, which is beyond space and time, is the real you, which is recycling every day through memory and desire as your mind and as your body. So you have to go to that causal domain. So there's the physical, there's the subtle, and there's the causal. The causal is the self in you. But if you go deep enough, you'll say the self of the individual is also the self of the universe. Why? Because there can only be one source, and we kind of bubble out of that source as like the different branches of a tree. Okay, you go back, or you see these different rivers and rivulets, and you go back to them. There's one reservoir from where they're coming. So you go to the formless, invisible, infinite self.